We are here in Lake Tahoe for the weekend, and we're going to show you some of the best spots that you don't want to miss when you come here.
Make sure you stick around because we're going to be sharing a lot of tips and tricks to make sure that you get the most out of your experience and you don't waste any of your time. Let's get into the video. That was amazing. The first spot we explored on our weekend in Tahoe was downtown Truckee, which is on the north side of the lake. Downtown Truckee's history dates back to the gold rush when it became a pivotal stop on the first transcontinental railroad. We were really surprised with how much we enjoyed the streets of Truckee. I would highly recommend a quick stop on your way into Tahoe if you are coming from Reno or making a trip in for some dinner. Truckee offers some great restaurants, shopping, and some really good coffee and ice cream. Also, if you are there on Thursdays in the summer like we were, they have what they call Truckee Thursdays, a street festival that offers great music, great food, and local artists displaying and selling their work. Emerald Bay State Park is something that needs to be added to your list of places to visit in Lake Tahoe. Emerald Bay is the perfect spot for a good sunrise or sunset. The scenery around Emerald Bay is amazing, and with it being home to Lake Tahoe's only inlet and island, you are getting a view that you can't find anywhere else on the lake. You are going to want to bring your camera to grab some pictures. Emerald Bay offers some great hikes and water sports. While you are in Emerald Bay State Park, you also might want to check out Vikingsholm Castle, which is a 38-room mansion built in 1929, and you can even get signed up for a guided tour if that kind of thing interests you. The Rubicon Trail is a fan favorite, and we quickly found out why. This trail is very accessible and offers some of the best views of Lake Tahoe. This trail is an out and back trail totaling 16.4 miles connecting D.L. Bliss State Park and Emerald Bay State Park. You might be thinking, whoa, 16.4 miles? I can't do that. But that is what makes this trail so accessible, because you can just hike out as far as you feel comfortable and then hike back. My recommendation would be to start at D.L. Bliss State Park and hike about 2 miles out, then 2 miles back. I feel this will take you through some of the best parts of the trail, even though it's all amazing. Unfortunately, today due to construction, the D.L. Bliss trailhead was not open. So we started our Rubicon Trail hike at the Vikingsholm parking lot in Emerald Bay, which costs about $10 to park. We made sure to get there early to secure a parking spot. Remember, most parking lots around Lake Tahoe will just close once they are full. To be honest, I would recommend this parking lot if you are looking to do anything near Emerald Bay. After a short 1 mile downhill hike to the water, we connected with the Rubicon Trail. This trail is really great for all levels, being that the trail is heavily trafficked and well maintained, as you can see. Don't forget to bring your swimming suit and a snack, because there are plenty of places along the trail to stop, have a swim, and just enjoy the scenery.
Still worth it. Yeah.
Still worth it.
It feels good for the second.
Still good.
Still good. That was amazing. If you're looking for an easy and quick hike to a beautiful waterfall, look no further than Eagle Falls. Being that it is only about a half-mile hike, it is great for all levels. If you are still feeling good after the hike to the falls, I would also recommend continuing on to Eagle Lake. Some other waterfalls you might want to check out in the area are Cascade Falls and Glen Alpine Falls. If you're looking for a quick hike with a very high reward on the eastern shores, Cave Rock Trail is the hike for you. After a very short and pretty flat start to the trail, you will reach a rock tower, otherwise known as Cave Rock. You will need to be comfortable with a short rock scramble, but when you reach the top, it is more than worth it. I mean, look at these views. We did not get to see a sunset here, but I bet it is perfect. Keep in mind, there's only about 4 parking spots at the trailhead, though there is some street parking close by if the lot is full. Beach spots around Lake Tahoe are very busy in the summer, so if you're looking for a spot different from the Lake Tahoe beaches, I would recommend checking out Donner Lake. Don't worry, the scenery is still amazing. This is a great lake to just relax, maybe take out a kayak, and you may be able to get lucky and escape some of the crowds. My recommendation would be head to China Cove on Donner Lake. This is a great beach, and if you drive all the way around the lake, you might also get some great parking without the fees. Here's a hint for our next activity. We are going up there. If you are looking for a little adrenaline rush and an epic adventure, you will want to check out Tahoe Via Ferrata. A Via Ferrata is a climbing route that uses steel cables, iron rungs, ladders, and bridges to make it easier and safer to pass through steep or exposed terrain. What is so cool about a Via Ferrata is you get this amazing experience of being on the side of a cliff like a rock climber, but you don't need any of the technical experience, as long as you're okay with a little bit of heights. Really, the only equipment you need is a harness and a helmet. They have this really cool carabiner system where once you clip into the cable, you should never have to unclip, which gives you some good peace of mind. Via Ferratas originated back in World War I when they were used to help troops move through the Alps safely with tons of equipment, then turned into people just using those same routes for fun. We made sure to take plenty of stops to enjoy the views. This was one of my favorite features, which they called the Monkey Bridge. Overall, this was a great morning activity and we'll definitely be doing another Via Ferrata soon.
Here are some tips and tricks that we would recommend for your time in Lake Tahoe. These are designed not to scare you away from experiences, but hopefully just make it so it's a lot less stressful and you get the most out of your time in this beautiful area. And my first tip would be really comfortable changing your plans. And I'm going to tell you a story about what happened to us. I'm going to try to keep it short. We wanted to go to this beautiful kayak spot called Sand Harbor, which we heard so many great things about. The park opens at 7 a.m. We're like, great, we'll get there early. We got there at 6:30. Boom, we were already in a line of cars that was probably 2.5 miles long. We waited there for an hour and a half. We got to the front and the parking lot closed. And we were 2 cars away from getting in. And that's just a note, as I said earlier, these lots fill up super quickly and you might not get a spot no matter how early you are. So you need to be very, very comfortable changing your plans. We continued on and that's when we did our Cave Rock hike. If we weren't comfortable with changing our plans, that would have been a real bummer. But we found the next best option, we came prepared, and we were ready to do something different. Even though I am still quite upset that we weren't able to do the Sand Harbor kayak experience, being that we've heard so many great things. You can head out to Bonsai Rock, you can head over to Chimney Beach, you could head over to Secret Cove. Anyway, we'll have to hit that our next time, but if you are going to Lake Tahoe, I would recommend trying out Sand Harbor and getting on the water, maybe even packing a lunch, which is what we had planned, but ultimately had to change. Early is better around Lake Tahoe for obvious reasons. If you can get to your destination or that hike or that swim spot by 8, 9 a.m., you should be good to go. Even earlier is better. But you want to make sure that you plan accordingly so that way you can get to your spot first thing in the morning. Planning is good when you're visiting Lake Tahoe. I like to use Google My Maps. I'll plug in various hike spots, swim spots, restaurants that we want to go to. It's just busy, and you want to make sure that you have a bunch of things on your list that you can do just in case, like I said, your plans change. Meg and I really like to be spontaneous, but if you're there on a weekend, there's not a lot of room for spontaneity around Lake Tahoe, so you're best just planning things out. As you saw, Lake Tahoe is so beautiful, and there's so many amazing spots around the lake, so don't get fixated on one spot. If you go to a spot, it's full, or if something doesn't work out as planned, don't worry. Basically, anywhere you go on the lake is beautiful, and you're gonna have an amazing time. One thing that might help with the crowds and just make it so you don't have to change your plan so much is book a tour. Whether that's a kayaking tour or a Via Ferrata tour, having something on the calendar is really nice, so that way you don't have to worry about parking, you don't have to worry about changing your plans as much, and you're all set and ready to go. Tahoe is amazing, and as long as you go in with the right expectations and you think about some of the things that I just mentioned, you're gonna have an amazing time in a really beautiful part of the country. We're just taking a little dip after the Via Ferrata in the nice cold creek.
We had an amazing time here in Tahoe, and we hope that we gave you some tips for your adventure here.
Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed this one, please give it a thumbs up, as well as subscribe to our channel for more content like this. We will see you in the next video.